everyone, this is Danae, and today's video is going to be all about the F sharp major scales and arpeggios. Before I get into the video, as you can see, I'm not at home. I'm actually in a recording studio right now. I have been recording my next album in the past 4 days, and I just finished, so I thought that I would use this opportunity while still being in the studio with these beautiful pianos and beautiful acoustics to record a video for you guys. And in the past, I have made videos on scales and arpeggios in general, and also a couple videos that are more specific to keys. And I got a few comments that asked me to focus on F sharp major because it is kind of what you could call an irregular key when it comes to fingering and to hand position. There are a couple of unusual situations when you are playing F sharp major scales and arpeggios. So I thought that I would take this opportunity and tell you exactly which fingerings I use and how I transfer my general scale and arpeggio exercises to F sharp major. So if you're interested in that, then keep on watching. So first of all, the general fingering of F sharp major in the scale. In the right hand, you start with the second finger. It's 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, and then again from the start. And in the left hand, you start with the fourth finger, which is also a bit unusual, and it's 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, and then again the same. Now, the general difficulty with F sharp major is that it is almost exclusively played on black keys. You are using every black key that there is on the piano, and this is what makes it a little bit uncomfortable. So it is important to really get a firm grip on those black keys. So when I play F sharp major, I try not to focus my hand position around the white keys like I would, for example, let's say in A major, where I would be very much centering my hand position around the white keys and then just slightly going up when a black key comes. Now my main position is centered around the black keys, and I'll just slightly go down when a white key appears. So my first exercise would be to play the 3 black keys together, so 2, 3, 4, and then the thumb in an isolated way by putting my wrist down, and then the next 2 black keys together, so fingers 2, 3, and then the thumb again separately. And I'll go like that through the 4 octaves, and I'll play all of this in a dotted rhythm. If you've watched my previous scale videos, you already know this exercise, so I don't want to get too much into it, but basically I use the dotted rhythm, and then in the end I also turn it around. And the important thing is that whenever I play the thumb, I put my wrist down. Whenever I play the other 3 fingers or 2 fingers as a cluster, I put my wrist up in an exaggerated way for this exercise. And in the case of F sharp major, it is only the thumb that plays a white key. All the other fingers are playing black keys. Then I do the exact same thing for my left hand. My second important main scale exercise is the one where I go up to the second finger and then I repeat the next key where my thumb will play. So in F sharp major, I'll play F sharp and then I'll repeat with my thumb going under my second finger the B several times. And then I'll play as quickly as I can until the next second finger, which in this case would be C sharp. And then I'll repeat with my thumb the next key where the thumb plays, which in this case would be E sharp. Then going down, I always stop at the second finger, and again, I do an exaggerated relaxation motion, which basically means I just put my wrist up and then let it fall back down in order to make sure that everything here is relaxed. Then I do the exact same exercise for the left hand. So I start with the second finger, repeat the thumb. So I start on F sharp, going downwards, repeat the E sharp, and then I go until the next second finger, which is already the D sharp, and then I repeat the thumb, which would be the B, and then I go up to the next second finger, which would be the A sharp, and I repeat the thumb, which would be the E sharp. And then going back up, I do the same thing that I did going down for the right hand. I stop at every second finger and do an exaggerated relaxation motion. Now there are many more exercises that you can do, but these are the two main ones. So I just wanted to mention those. And then I'll get into the exercise where I play 1 octave, then 2 octaves, then 3 octaves, and then 4 octaves, while keeping the beat that I used for the single octave. So basically, if the single octave are quarter notes, then the 2 octaves will be eighth notes, the 3 octaves will be eighth triplets, and then the 4 octaves will be 16th notes. And I do this for both hands separately. And the important thing here is, once again, considering that it's F sharp major, to really make sure that you are centering your hand position around the black keys. So you are a little bit higher up than you would usually be. Also, in terms of where you play the keys, you're playing the black keys low, but the white keys kind of in the middle, because you don't want to have to be moving around the keyboard so much. So when I'm playing only C major, I'm going to play it quite low on the white keys because I'm playing white keys only. However, here where I'm playing so many black keys, the white keys will be touched right in the middle, so that there is one line being created between playing the black keys on the lower side, the white keys in the middle. I'm playing everything kind of on one line, which requires my hand to be a bit higher up in order to accommodate all of that. Now, when it comes to arpeggios, F sharp major is a very special case because it is black keys only, which, if I think about it, doesn't happen in any other key, well, except for D sharp minor, which is connected to F sharp major. So the arpeggio is going to be F sharp, A sharp, C sharp, and you're going to have to use the thumb on a black key as well, which is always a bit unusual, can be a bit uncomfortable. So my fingering for my right hand is 1, 2, 3, literally, and then 1, 2, 3 again. And for my left hand, it's 5, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2, and so on. So here, I usually would always say, do the exercise where you play the thumb and then the other remaining fingers going up as a cluster, the same exercise that you also did doing your scale. However, here it's difficult because the thumb is on the black key as well. So if you put your wrist down in an extreme fashion like I would usually in this exercise, you're going to press white keys while doing that. So you can't do it as extremely. However, I would try to imitate that movement as much as possible. So in general, the movement is a little bit smaller, but it is still there. And then you turn this around. Once again, all this happens in a dotted rhythm, just like you did with the scales. Now here, it's important to practice the moment where the thumb goes under the other fingers. And I have this exercise where I just play 1 octave of arpeggios with 1, 2, 3, 1, and then I go back down and I just slowly increase the speed. And here it is important to, because you are on black keys only, once again have a slightly higher hand position that allows your thumb to go under without playing any other keys by accident, any of the white keys underneath, but still have a firm grip on the black keys with the remaining fingers. Same in the left hand where you're playing 1, 2, 4, 1 and are doing the exact same exercise. When playing F sharp major, it's important to develop trust that when you have black keys only, you still have a firm grip. I know that when we play the piano, it feels that the firm grip is created when our hand is kind of distributed evenly between white and black keys. And that is also true, I would say. Of course, an A major chord or a D major chord feels very natural in our hands. The thumb is down here. There is 1 black key. It feels like it's a very natural way to grab something or to grab the keyboard or play the keyboard. F sharp major doesn't feel natural in its arpeggios, but still try to develop trust and try to develop confidence in your hand position when it is only on the black keys as well. I would suggest that you start in a slightly slower tempo if you're not feeling that sure, just to build that trust into this new unusual hand position. Very important when it comes to F sharp major is to practice chords. So not broken like with the arpeggios, but just chords only. It simply solidifies your hand knowing what that position feels like. And I would practice both 3 voice chords going outwards and inwards, as well as 4 voice chords going outwards and inwards. When it comes to the chromatic scale, there are some people that like to start the chromatic scale in F sharp major in the left hand with the fourth finger, because you could simply play 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you continue with the classical fingering of 3, 2, 1, and then always the third finger on the black keys. Personally, I still prefer starting with the third finger because I feel like it gives me more control and more speed. However, as I said, it is totally fine to start with the fourth finger. It really depends on what feels more natural and more comfortable for you. So this was the F sharp major scale and the F sharp major arpeggios. I really hope that you found this helpful and that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave it a like and subscribe to my channel. That would help me a lot. We recently hit 10,000 subscribers, which is so cool and so amazing. I'm really grateful to each and every one of you that is here and that is watching the videos, and so happy that you're finding them helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again in my next video next week. Bye.